Well, good afternoon, folks. This is Granny with Granny and Grumpy's Homestead. And right now we're going to make brownies. Now, I've been waiting and waiting to make this because I dearly love brownies. But I don't eat chocolate anymore, or at least I'm trying not to eat chocolate anymore. And because it has a product in it called methylbromine. And the methylbromine acts, it's a stimulant. It acts like caffeine. And so instead of putting chocolate in it, I know this doesn't sound like it could be possible, but if you will mix two products together with the same amount, so in this, it's supposed to have 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder in it, but I have to put in 1 cup of carob and 1 cup of Roma. Now, Roma is a coffee substitute because I don't drink coffee either. In fact, I can't stand the smell of it, but I do like Roma. And so if you mix, this is the one secret ingredient that if you put it in with carob, it will taste identical to chocolate. Now, you think that's crazy, but it's not. I'll tell you a quick story. Many years ago, at a different Seventh-day Adventist church that we were going to, there was a lady there who was a very dear friend since then. She has died from cancer, but she loved chocolate, and she loved chocolate brownies like crazy. And so, I had talked to her about, trying carob. Oh, no, I hate carob. I've tasted it. It's terrible. I can't stand it. So, but I decided, well, let's see if she can really tell the difference. So one Sabbath, I made brownies, and I took them. And I put the carob, and I put the Roma in it. And I cut them up, put them out on the dessert table, and waited. And it wasn't long when she got up, and she got several of them. And she went back and sat down and started eating. And she seemed like she was really happy with them, and she went back and got one more. So in a little bit, I walked up to her table, up to her, and I said, well, I'm glad you're enjoying my brownies. And she says, yeah, they're wonderful. And I said, I thought you said you didn't like carob. She says, I don't, I hate it. I said, well, that's what you're eating. No, I'm not. This is chocolate. I said, no, it's not. I said, it is carob and Roma mixed together. And the secret ingredient to make it taste like chocolate is the Roma. And she was just amazed. She could not believe that she had been eating carob brownies because they tasted just like chocolate. Now they do. Even my grandkids couldn't tell the difference. I never told them. And so we're going to make carob brownies instead of chocolate brownies. Okay, so we need 1 cup of butter that's melted. So this is organic butter that we got. And then there's another product that we're going to put in it that you're probably not familiar with, most of you. It's organic sucanat. And what this is this is cane juice, and it's unrefined. It's whole cane sugar, and what it is it's, well, what they do is it says it's a whole cane sugar from pure dried sugar cane syrup, and it's an alternative to more refined and processed sugar. So instead of using processed sugars, whether it's brown or dark brown or white, you're not getting that. It retains all the properties of sugar cane, including its molasses content, which gives sucanat a strong and distinctive flavor. So we're going to put this in it because that's what it calls for, and it's because I don't like to use regular sugar in anything. Okay, because I have rheumatoid arthritis and it hurts me really bad. Okay, so it says in a large mixing bowl, combine melted butter and sugar. So we're going to stick, let's move this out of the way. We're going to stick our butter in here. All of our butter out. When I was a growing up kid, I hated butter. Do not hand me a biscuit with butter in it. No, that was just foul. Now that I'm an older adult, I really like butter. sugar, we have to have 3 cups of this. So let's get our cup measure. One, 2, 3. I'm gonna get a little bit more because it wasn't quite 3. It's getting skimped on. Alright. Now, mixing well after each addition. We're gonna mix this up first, and then we're gonna put our eggs in. Okay. Ouch. We need 4 eggs. Now it says to mix them in one at a time. I'm not going to do that. Just going to get them all in there and then mix it up. Takes too much time to do that. I don't have a lot of time today. Okay. This is going along really well. Oh, this is doing wonderful. All right. In another bowl, whisk together your flour. Okay, so baking powder, salt, and cocoa powder. So we want our flour, we need 2 cups of flour. 1, 2. All right. We need 1 tablespoon of baking powder. 1 tablespoon. Okay. One teaspoon of salt. Put our vanilla. Put 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and we're going to put that in our wet ingredients. 1, 2. All right. All right, 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. So we want 1 cup of carob. Woo! of Roma. Want it whisked, so hold on. Many years ago, I used to breed golden retrievers, and this had a really nice handle on it. But I kept them in the house with me, and it wasn't that many dogs. It was like 4. And so anyway, it ended up that I had 3 females and a male, and one of them got a hold of the whisk out of the drain because they could stand up on their hind legs and reach it. Well, never had a handle since, but it's the best one of my whisk. It even smells like chocolate. All right. Now, and we've already preheated our oven to 350. Okay, it says spread batter evenly and prepare. We want to add a butter mixture and mix well, mix in vanilla. So we're going to do this slowly. We're going to mix in and mix it together with our whisk here. We'll do 2 at a time. That smells really chocolatey. Now we may have to mix a little bit of milk in with it because my normal recipe had additional, liquid in it. But this is a little bit not quite as liquidy. Put a little bit in. We'll mix it as we go to see how much we might need. We're supposed to bake this for 25 minutes. But I've decided that I don't want to put it in like a Pyrex dish like you should. You know, your 9 by, not 30, well, this one it would take a 9 by 13, but I want to put it in my tins, my muffin tins. And I will add the pecans. After I get everything mixed up here. Okay. A brownie ain't a brownie unless it has nuts in it, right? This I'll be glad to taste. going to need to spray our tins real quick. Put this in here. Book out of the way so I don't get it dirty. That really would upset me. That book was $40. Now I can't tell you how much milk I put in here, but I would say it was probably a half a cup or around that. But I will have at the end of the video, I will have the recipe where you can see it on the very last thing. It's like a PS. So you'll be able to know how to make this. This is her recipe. It's Sue Baker's recipe. Because I don't want to have to take the time to write it all down. It's a lot of time that I don't have, especially today. Today's Friday. I had planned to make 2 of the banana, but I got to thinking about it as I was editing the banana nut, and I couldn't do it. It was good. That's not the reason why. It's these brownies have been driving me crazy because I've been wanting to make these brownies forever. Wow, I may have way too much stuff to be able to, might have to fill the cups overflow them. Wow, because I've got a lot of mix. And remember, our fat that's in this is butter. Well, no, we're going to have just the right amount. Let me get a scraper. So I gotta tell you a story. When I was a teenager, I loved to cook, but I didn't like to cook what my mama wanted me to cook because all it did was make me sick because she used too much white flour products. Now, she just didn't know, it wasn't like she was trying to hurt us. She just, everything was white flour or white this or white rice or this, everything was white. And she didn't realize that that was not good for us. Well, I would stay with a stomach ache all the time. So I got to where I like to bake stuff. And we're going to have just enough, folks. This is amazing. Anyway, back to the story. So, I was trying to learn how to cook some things that hopefully would help us, and I was using like whole wheat flours and stuff. And I made some with the whole wheat flour that you buy in the store. I made brownies with it. And I thought everything was going to turn out just wonderful. And I was so excited because I'd never made any of this kind of stuff before, you know. Everything I'd always had to put together was white flour. So I decided to make these brownies. And, you know, it was still pretty dead flour because it was flour that was, get some more and put in this one. It was flour that was not the healthiest because it wasn't freshly ground. And boy, I've got a kind of a mess here. There. Hallelujah. Done. Let's put them in the oven and I'll finish the story. We'll see. So, anyway, I mixed everything up and I put it in. I was so proud of myself and I was so excited about tasting it. And I bring them out and cut them and slice them and everything's cool. You know, everything's wonderful. I'm able to score them and cut them and it's really nice. So they were really, really hot. My brothers wanted to taste them, but I didn't want them to taste them until they cooled down. So when they cooled down, I told them, I said, go on over there and you can have one. I had at the time 3 younger brothers. And one of them since has died in the last 2 years. So it was the baby brother and it was a great loss. And so anyway, they all came over and they picked one out, took it, and walked off and started to eat it. And they turned around and said, what are you trying to do to us? Are you trying to break our teeth out? And I said, huh? I said, what do you mean? They said, these are the hardest brownies we've ever tried to eat in our life. We can't even bite them. They won't chunk. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, when I took them out of the oven, I scored them and cut them, and they were fine. Well, what happened? You know, I never did figure it out because I think what it was that it just, because it was whole wheat flour, everything didn't work the same way it did with refined flour, the real true refined white flour. And so I've always been a little bit, you know, leery. Every time I make brownies, I get a little bit cautious and concerned whether they're going to turn out okay. In 25 minutes, we'll be back. Well, they're not done, and that's bad news because I hope these don't flop because they're sinking down in the centers. So I'm not sure what's going on, but hopefully they'll make up because I sure wasted a lot of ingredients if they don't. So we'll be back in about, I'm going to see if in 10 minutes they're done. Well, finally, 45 minutes later, I've never cooked brownies that long in my life, and it made me remember the story I told y'all earlier about whenever I made brownies the first time when I was 17. And my brother said, man, that's the hard, were you trying to break our teeth out? Well, these are the saddest brownies I think I've ever made, but you know what? Grumpy and I both like it. So out of the 24 brownies that I cooked, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, we have 11 that actually came out of the 10 whole. The rest of them are down in this, on the top of the rock, and in here, and in mine, Grumpy's bellies. So we really, really like this sad stuff. It's really yummy. And it's like, there's something I've eaten that's like this. It's like a brownie that you get, but oh, I know where it is. It's Wawa. Who gives a gas station the name of Wawa? That's baby sand water. But anyway, they have brownies that you can go in there and buy, but they taste sad, and I love them. I like this better because you can actually taste the butter in this. And like I said, when I was a kid, don't hand me no butter biscuit because I ain't gonna eat it. It was nasty. But now I like products with butter in it. Tastes good. So make yourself some brownies. This is a good recipe, but watch it like a hawk because I had to turn it down from 350 to 300 halfway through it because it smelled like it was burning. But it doesn't taste burnt. It tastes fine. So y'all have a blessed weekend, a wonderful first day of the week, and I'll see you Sunday. And remember, we love you, but more importantly, Jesus loves you. And we'll talk to you Sunday. Bye-bye.